The bite is not the scariest part. If a zombie virus was real, the cough might come first. And by the time anyone looks dangerous, the city may already be infected. In movies, zombies spread when teeth touch skin. In biology, a virus wants something smarter. It wants time. Time to hide inside normal people. Time to travel before the world panics. So let's lock the scenario. No undead bodies. No super strength. No magic hunger from another world. This is a living virus in living humans. We will call it ZV1. And in this scenario, it is terrifying because it stays believable. ZV1 spreads first through the air. Tiny particles leave the mouth when people talk, cough, or breathe. Most of them never become dangerous. But this one does something worse. It enters quietly. For hours, maybe days, the person looks fine. They answer emails. They ride trains. They stand in airport lines. And that changes everything. At first, ZV1 behaves like a respiratory virus. It multiplies near the nose and throat. That makes it easy to spread. But the second stage is different. It begins moving toward the nervous system. Not instantly. Not like flipping a switch. More like a storm forming behind the eyes. The brain does not control only thoughts. It controls fear, impulse, balance, and restraint. Damage those systems, and a person may stop acting like themselves. That is the zombie part. Not death. Not resurrection. Loss of control. Now imagine one infected passenger on a subway. They do not attack anyone. They just cough once into the air. The doors open. People step out into different streets. 10 minutes later, the virus has left the train. It is in an office elevator. It is in a school hallway. It is in a coffee shop line. No one knows the outbreak has started. That is the first hidden danger. A real zombie virus would likely look boring at first. Boring is useful for a virus. Panic shuts doors. Normal life keeps them open. During the first hour, hospitals see nothing unusual. A few people feel tired. Some feel feverish. Others feel strangely restless. None of that screams apocalypse. Then the second stage begins. The virus reaches deeper nerves. Signals inside the brain become noisy. Bright lights feel painful. Loud sounds feel threatening. A crowded room feels like a trap. At first, it looks like panic. Then it looks like rage. But the real cause is biological confusion. The person is still alive, but the controls are failing. By hour 2, the city has a rumor problem. Someone posts a shaky video online. A person is screaming in a pharmacy. Another collapses near a bus stop. The internet fills in the blanks. Some call it drugs. Some call it a hoax. Some call it the end. Meanwhile, ZV1 keeps moving. It does not care what people believe. This is the second hidden danger. Confusion buys the virus more time. Every debate delays a response. Every delay opens another door. And doors are exactly what ZV1 needs. By the first night, emergency rooms are crowded. Doctors see fever, confusion, and sudden aggression. But those symptoms fit many conditions. The first cases are hard to connect. One came from a train. One came from a mall. One came from an airport hotel. The pattern is invisible until it is large. That is how outbreaks gain speed. They become obvious after they become expensive. By day 1, the city changes its rhythm. Schools close early. Trains slow down. Pharmacies run out of basics. Police and paramedics face the hardest problem. They must help people who may not understand they are sick. Restraint becomes dangerous. Crowding becomes dangerous. Waiting rooms become dangerous. The outbreak is no longer only medical. It is logistical. It is social. It is psychological. And that is where the movies usually fail. The first city does not fall because everyone turns. It struggles because nobody knows who will. Trust becomes a limited resource. By day 2, the airport becomes the map. Flights connect the outbreak to other cities. Not because anyone looks infected. Because most early infections look normal. A fever can hide under a hoodie. A headache can pass through security. A quiet cough can cross a continent. Now imagine this happening everywhere. By the first week, the world is not over. That matters. Electricity still works. Satellites still orbit. Water systems still pump. But humans run those systems. And humans need safety to keep working. If workers cannot trust the room, shifts fail. If drivers stay home, shelves empty. If nurses burn out, hospitals shrink. The virus does not need to destroy infrastructure. It only needs to remove the people who maintain it. That is the midpoint twist. The monster is not stronger than us. It is better at interrupting us. So who has the best chance to survive? Not the loudest people. Not the ones with the biggest weapons. In this scenario, survival is quiet. It belongs to distance, ventilation, planning, and calm. Small groups do better than crowds. Clear information beats rumor. Isolation beats panic movement. The safest place is not a fortress. It is a place with fewer unknown contacts. Remote towns might gain time. Islands might gain time. Research stations might gain time. But no place is magically safe. Supply lines still matter. Food still matters. Medicine still matters. Communication matters most. Because fear spreads faster when truth arrives late. And fear can move people farther than any virus. Real science gives us clues. Rabies can affect the brain and spread through saliva. Measles shows how powerful airborne spread can be. Zombie ant fungi show that behavior control exists in nature. But none of these equals a movie zombie. Biology has limits. Muscles need oxygen. Brains need blood flow. Bodies need energy. A real infected person would get tired. They would overheat. They would become dehydrated. That makes the outbreak less cinematic, but maybe more realistic. And realism is the scarier lesson. The biggest danger is not endless chasing. It is unpredictable behavior in normal places. A train station, a hospital hallway, a grocery store, a school gym. The outbreak turns ordinary spaces into decision points. Do you help? Do you run? Do you wait for proof? Every choice has a cost. That is why the response matters more than the monster. Good information slows the outbreak. Bad information feeds it. The final twist is simple. A real zombie virus would not only infect bodies. It would infect behavior. It would infect routines. It would infect trust. And once trust breaks, civilization gets smaller. Streets feel farther apart. Neighbors become unknown variables. Every cough becomes a question. Every crowd becomes a calculation. That is the world ZV1 would create. Not a world of the dead. A world where the living stop trusting the living. The scariest infection is not always in the body. Sometimes it spreads through trust. If you want the next impossible scenario, subscribe to the Science If, because the next what if may be even stranger.